Welcome back to another episode of Mother, Baby and Us.
We are very close to workshop day.
We are. For those of
I
you
just
that,
want to start this episode with that because the last remaining tickets.
Yeah, for those of you that didn't tune in last week or haven't seen, we are doing a maternity workshop alongside
The photography and video show in London. So the photography video show has moved to the XL in London.
Yeah.
It's over 4 days. It's really cool. There's loads of vendors there and there's lots going on.
Yeah.
We can't wait for that. But we thought while we were in London, we would do a maternity photography workshop.
Yeah.
So we're on location in the afternoon and in the evening. So there's 2 different workshops. You can come to one, other, both.
Yeah.
There's something to learn in both ones that you could potentially come to both and
Absolutely.
learn something different.
Because a lot of it is down to
Ambient light.
yeah, and how to light a client depending on your surroundings.
So we're doing lighting, posing, dealing with public, all that kind of thing. But the majority of it will be the lighting and the posing of a real maternity client
Yes.
on location. So
It's hands-on, you get to do
off-camera flash.
Yeah, shooting yourself, build your portfolio.
Yeah.
Gain a bit of insight on kind of how we do things and how because we've made all the mistakes already, haven't we? So
Yeah, so we'll...
see how we do it without making the mistakes now.
Yeah, we've made the mistakes for you, as always.
Absolutely. So whatever remaining tickets we now have left are in the description.
And the podcast notes, depending on how you're watching or listening.
Yes, absolutely. So that is just our little...
Disclaimer for the episode. Because it's getting very close and...
Yeah, only a couple of tickets left.
I get very nervous about this situation when we get close to a workshop and I'm like, oh my God, I've actually got to put it on now. It gets very scary, but it's going to be really good. I'm excited.
But you know, when it starts and you just get straight into it, it's like little switch.
We're in workshop mode now. Click.
Yeah, and you're just into it. And it's,
I feel like we need Britney mics for this one because we're in a big location.
I think you're throwing things into this now that we hadn't thought about before, and that's a whole new situation.
I'm going to look into it. Anyway, it's Mother, Baby and Us, episode 2. Mother, Baby and Us. So motherhood in business.
We touched on this quite a few times in previous
Yeah, we've done a whole episode on it.
episodes. Yeah,
But it changes and it evolves, doesn't it? Because
it does.
different stages of motherhood bring whole new challenges.
They do. And whenever
Different stages of business bring whole new challenges. So
yeah, and whenever we've spoken about it before, it's always how motherhood changed our business and why we did what we did and how we, kind of angled our business around becoming new parents. And we are very much not new parents anymore. Our children are 6.
yeah.
And I feel like we are well seasoned at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure teenage parents would be like, you've got it all to come. But we're in it.
Yeah, we are. And we're mothers of boys.
Feral boys.
Very boisterous boys. Yeah. So.
Neurospicy, some would say. Well, one of them is.
Yeah. So we have lots of challenging things that happen, around our kids and lots of things that come into play when we have to think about with our business as well.
Yeah, on a day-to-day basis, it changes daily.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. So
It
we
is.
want to have an open and honest conversation about it
Yeah.
because not a lot of people do.
No.
So we still work our business around the kids
Absolutely.
like we did when they first came along.
That was part of our business model, wasn't it? When we were going into the luxury photography stage of our career, it was very much with our children in mind. We wanted to be able to see the higher paying clients who we spend far more time with than we did when we were seeing the lower paying clients, which meant that we didn't have so many people through the door.
Yeah.
And that then...
And it was by design.
Absolutely. We wanted it to be like that. We wanted it to be that we can plan our diary around what we need to fit in around the kids. And that absolutely is still our business model today. It's just changed slightly because of the age they are and the new bits and pieces that we need to kind of accommodate.
Yeah. So we still do drop off and pick up at school.
We do.
The majority of the time.
Yeah.
We're still doing the school assemblies and the governors in the school and we're still getting all that stuff done.
Yeah.
But it's because we work very little weekends because we don't want to.
No.
And our customers know that.
Yeah.
We don't work weekends because that time is for our children.
Yeah.
And we don't tend to work evenings
No.
because that time is for our children.
Yeah.
So, and our clients know that going in.
Yeah.
The the thing that we're lucky with is by specialising in maternity and newborn, those people tend to be off work during the week because they've got a newborn baby, or they've got hospital appointments that they need to get to, or they can book days off during the week because they haven't got children in school 9 times out of 10.
And also, they understand, because they are parents, they understand the importance of spending time with your kids and everything else. And most of them, if they've got older children as well, they want to do it within school hours. They want to have that bit of time to do these kinds of things, do the planning of the sessions and view their images without the kids there as a distraction. Now, don't get me wrong, we still have parents coming in with their kids and we're all for that. Yeah. But if they want a bit of time to chill with a cup of coffee and drink it hot while they're looking at their images, absolutely.
And the beauty of it is, because we decide when we book things, if there is a client that absolutely cannot do weekdays during the school time, and we still want to shoot that client, that's not bad, we still want to photograph that client, we can then go, right, let's look at a date, like far enough in advance that we can plan out a weekend or an evening that's not going to coincide with anything that we've got on with the kids, and we can say, okay, we've got to go to work for these couple of hours, but we'll do this instead, or we'll work it around them, and we'll give enough notice that we know we can work around it.
Absolutely. And we decide when it's convenient for us to work anything outside of the hours that we have set. So and
it's hard to say no though, isn't it?
It is.
When you're not in the mindset of if this client says, okay, well, I can't do that, then it's not your client.
It was a big mind shift, wasn't it? To be able to get into the mind frame of, right, this isn't our client. If they are adamant that they can only do a weekend or they can't do the hours that we are doing, somebody else is going to service that client. It's not for us. It's really hard to get your head around it, but you just got to think.
Because you're saying no to money.
You are, but you just got to think, I am doing this for a reason. Like
we would be so silly to think that we document motherhood and parenthood and we make it into this massive thing of you've got to document it because it's such a short time, they're not going to stay little for once, and then go, oh, actually, I can't go to your assembly because I've got to work.
Yeah.
Or I can't pick you up from school. Your nan's going to have to pick you up because I've got to work. Yeah. And to do that, all of the time, we would just be absolutely silly to...
We would. And don't get me wrong, that does happen. The whole point of it is, when we are, traveling somewhere to teach a workshop and we've got to be away for a couple of nights, but it does happen.
We've made that choice because we've booked our diary around things.
And that has changed now that they are a little bit older and they understand the concept of time and
It was easier when they were little because it was just I'm going to work, and they didn't understand that they went to sleep, woke back up, and we were just there then.
Yeah. So
I didn't realise we'd gone away.
Yeah, now they understand it and they know that, Mammy's flying for work again, and Mammy's going to another country to do work again, and they get it and they understand it. And it's very different for our children because obviously Tobias is with you all of the time, whereas Finley spends time with his dad. Because
Tobias spends time with his dad as well, but we also live with his dad. Just to clarify.
So because he spends a couple of days with his dad every week, it's a little bit...
He's a little bit more used to separation away from you and time away from you.
Yeah. And we try to book things around the time that he's with his dad, purposely for that, so that when it is time for him to be at home with me, I'm not interrupting that time where possible. Whereas with Tobias, it's a little bit more difficult, isn't it? Because he's uber aware of every minute you're gone out of the house.
Oh, he'll make me feel bad for it.
Oh, they good at that, aren't they?
Yeah. I literally went away for the day and then I said, right, okay, so I'm flying away on these dates. Oh, I can't believe you're going again. I thought I had at least another year before you went away again. Like at the end of the world. And then he said, but will I get a surprise? Yes. Oh, yeah, you can go, it's fine.
Can my surprise be a toy?
Yeah, that was his exact words. Can my surprise be a toy? I don't know. Okay.
How about Robux?
Yeah, that was the one that... If I give him Robux every time I leave now, I'll be landed. It's going to cost me an absolute fortune.
It'll cost you a fortune, but he'd be more than happy to send you out the door.
I will not pay for my child's. To let me go away. I'm going away and give you some Robux.
No, but it is hard to, you know, when
Mum guilt is terrible when we're away. And we constantly FaceTime them. And I think it just annoys everyone. Because they don't want to speak to us. Like, they're having a lovely time.
Yeah. Especially when they stay with their nan.
But it's us that going, oh, okay, I should really FaceTime them because I feel bad now because I'm not there and I should be doing dinner for them now and I should be putting them to bed now. And
we should be reading the bedtime story at this point. And then we FaceTime like, go away, they're having a bedtime story and they're loving life.
Yeah, they don't need you. Please go away. But that, I think, is due to the fact that we do spend so much time with them and we do work the business around the fact that 9 times out of 10 we are there for their bedtime routine and we're there to give them their dinner and pick them up from school. Like, yeah, I think they're just well-adjusted kids now. That's what I'm telling myself. So when we go off on our little jollies to do these things, I say jollies. Everyone else thinks they're jollies. It's bloody hard work.
Do you know, whenever you say anything about, oh, you know, we go in here, we go, oh, another holiday. We're not on holiday. We're working. It is so far from a holiday.
We literally work from the second we wake up to the second we go to sleep.
We do, yeah. We work.
We might work with a face mask on, or we might work with our pajamas on and a KFC, but like, we're working.
I think we do more hours when we're away. When we're
100%.
Yeah, if we're flying somewhere or, you know, we're travelling for something.
Because we know that time is so precious that we're away from our family. We're going to make it work because like that's the only time we've got to make it work. And we haven't got the kids to worry about going to pick them up and stuff. So we're like, right, let's just cram everything we can in.
Yeah, there's no, we're going to have to do breakfast club tomorrow morning because we need to get in early. Or there's no, you know, can somebody else pick them up today? Like, can we get in?
It's all already sorted. Yeah. However many hours we're there. So
yeah, absolutely.
We just hit the ground running and we just don't stop. You sleep on the airplane on the way home. Sometimes. Or I'll just get my notebook out half the time because I'm running on adrenaline.
There's a reason why my bags are so big.
Yeah. It's the reason why I've gone grey in my 30s.
That's why I'm blaming my wrinkles on. So, like, this is very much where we're at the moment, isn't it? With, like, 2 6-year-old boys and travelling to do workshops and destination maternity sessions abroad and just juggling everything that comes along with that. And, like, our business model, we spent a lot of time thinking about what we wanted to achieve in our career, what we wanted to be able to still be there for in terms of our kids, and
how we could make that work.
Yeah, and it took a lot of time and effort, and you know, really thinking about those things. And that's not.
And we did have to give things up.
We did, yeah, absolutely.
So like, we can't take on all of the customers in the world.
We can't.
And we can't, like, I don't know, I can't think off the top of my head now, but it's right, okay, well, if we want to do this, we will have to give up that.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
And things like, do you like half term, for instance, now?
Yeah.
So half of the half term we are spending in Cornwall, like with the kids, with our family.
Intense time together. It's not just we're in the house because it's half term, we're in the house doing nothing.
We're having a couple of days like away, where we, you know, having a nice travel in the car, going there and
all the activities booked.
Yeah, like, you know, we got like hot tub time with the kids, and do you know what I mean? Like, it's proper time together.
Yeah.
And then the other half is they're with their dads. We are fitting in as many sessions as we can because half terms are prime time for people with older children.
The clients that don't want to do they want evening and weekends, and we haven't got them, so they'll book it in half term because that's when the kids are off.
Yeah. So any school holidays will book up before anything else.
Yeah.
And we know that, but we also need to have a little bit of that time to spend with our kids. Yeah, because as much as, you know, it's great because our clients' children are off school, so perfect timing for them to come into the studio. Our children are also off. So we need to be spending the time as well. So it is just kind of juggling and, yes, giving up some of the time and, you know, but it's all a balance, isn't it? Like, we just...
Yeah, we sound like we're just like, no, we will not do evenings and weekends because they're just our children and that's the end of it. We do make, like, exceptions and we make it work. Like, we will give up some of the school holidays for clients and everything else. Like, you can't just...
No. You'd never...
No, you'd never make any money at all. No. You'd never have any clients apart from, like, the odd one or two that... I haven't got any older kids. So we do make allowances and...
We make our business work for us.
Yeah.
We do what we need to make it work for us.
And that's not the same as everyone else.
It's
so
not.
Somebody else will go, but well, that doesn't work for me in my motherhood stage. And that's fine. Like, if you've got a newborn baby, that is never going to work.
No.
Like, you can't leave for extended periods of time.
No.
When you've got a newborn baby. So, like, you've just got to sit down and work out, right, what do I actually want to get out of this business? What do I want to be there for? and what can I say, actually, I would love that to happen, but I can say, actually, I can get rid of that. So like the half terms for us and the school holidays, I'd love to be there for the whole 6 weeks holidays, but like it's not viable for the business. So we give up a lot of the school holidays so that we can
big chunks of it. We are very fortunate to have our mother work in the school that the boys are in. So whenever the boys are off, so is our mother. So we are very fortunate in that regard. Yeah. But everybody's circumstances are different. You know, it depends on who your network is, everybody's support network is different, and who you can rely on and kind of work with without those instances will completely be different to ours. Yeah. There's nobody who's going to have the same situation as us. No. So it is a case of sitting down and really thinking about what you want out of your career, what you want to be there for and be a part of in your child's life, and just finding that happy medium and that balance.
I think as well, I've seen a lot of people having a bit of a moan on threads in the last few weeks, saying, all these people who are teaching classes saying, you've just got to get your head down and batch everything and spend like 10 hours batching content and everything else. And I can't do that because I'm a mother. Like, they are not parents.
They're not, no.
Not that this is anything to do with like the whole motherhood and business, but pick and choose who your mentors or you're learning off, because if they're not in the same kind of space as you, like you're not gonna.
No, they're not, and
they're not gonna understand. Like there was a guy on there like that everyone was sharing, saying this is not a viable business thing, where he was saying you just got to make the time. If you want to make it work, you just make the time. Other things will come. But he wasn't a parent. And he was like young and in like, it was just a different space. Like, that's great when you're in your 20s and you haven't got kids and you can go, right, okay, I'll give it a week and just batch content for a week and not do anything else with my life. That's great. But like when
you don't understand until you have a child and you are a parent yourself, you do not understand the responsibility and the stresses that come with it and the anxiety and the.
And not even when you're just in the room. Like when you leave, like they don't. Those anxieties and stresses don't leave you. You're in work thinking about, oh my god, I need to get that ready for school tomorrow, and he needs to take this for school tomorrow, and
and we've got to get this gallery edited for this client, but also if I don't get home in enough time, I'm not going to get a wash on and get his
uniform ready.
Yeah, have his uniform ready for tomorrow, or I'm never going to get up to the supermarket in time and get his stuff for his packed lunch in the morning. It's just a whole new ball game. So unless somebody has experienced that and can come from that angle, but again, like that's from us. We're experienced in that. We've done it. We've juggled a career and having children. And people that are maybe just starting out in their career, maybe we are not the ones for them.
Yeah, they're not exactly.
Like they might not take from us.
Everyone
what we've got to give.
Everyone was like kind of calling him rotten, and I was just thinking he's just in a different space too. That's not just because you were not in that space right now doesn't mean that he's wrong. Like he's not wrong. If you haven't got any like dependence on you, and it's literally just you, and you haven't got anybody around you that you need to be like helping or depend. Then why wouldn't you just put everything that you've got into that business? Like you can see it from both sides of the thing.
You can.
They were having a go saying this is not a viable business model, but it is for him because and then it wasn't viable for it. That would never be viable for us because
it wouldn't.
We couldn't take like a whole week of our time and just be like, oh yeah, well, fend for yourselves. We're just going to work for a week.
Can you imagine the chaos you'd come back to if you left the boys in the house on their own?
Yeah, that would never.
I don't mean like our children boys, as in
with their dads.
Yeah,
with another thingy adult, responsible adult.
But again, that comes down to you just working out your business model and what is the best for you in your situation, and then you just choose your mentors correctly from that point on. Innit? Like somebody that's in the same kind of headspace as you, got the same kind of outlook on their career goals and
is doing well in that business.
Yeah. And we listen to a lot of different people speak about a lot of different subjects, and we won't take everything from everyone that we speak to, but there might just be that little nugget of gold mixed in.
But the people who were complaining about that guy, do you know what they did take from that?
What?
I don't want to be working that much, I don't want to put in that much time in consistently on my business. There we go then, you've learned something.
You've taken something from that, yeah.
You know, you've just told yourself, right, okay, well, I need to work this around my child.
Yeah.
Like, time with my child is more important to me. So there we go, you've just learned something from him.
Absolutely.
So maybe just don't bash him. I just don't like bashing. It's just not bash each other.
You're a hippie at heart, you know.
Not at heart, like in...
You are, you just are.
It's all love and peace. So that's another episode of Mother Babiness.
It is.
If you want to let us know how motherhood has changed your business or what you do within your business around motherhood that could work or does work for you, let us know in an email.
Absolutely. We're always open to...
Or ask us some questions.
Suggestions and...
Yeah.
We like to take on a little bit of information.
I just like to talk to people, I do. Like, so chuck me an email. I mean, we've had some phone calls recently.
We have.
Maybe don't phone us because, like, it does stop us from a session, halfway through a session. I'm running to go and answer the phone for somebody to just have a chat. So maybe put in an email.
Yeah, stick in an email. So you can either email us at
motherbabyus@gmail.com. I'll put it in the description because Christy... Still to this day, we're in season 3 and she doesn't know the email address.
Oh, I don't think it's ever going to go.
motherbabyus@gmail.com. It's in the podcast notes and description.
It's never going to be ingrained in my brain, that one. Or if you would like to openly ask us a question, leave it in the comments because there might be other photographers that are, you know, in the throes of motherhood and dealing with their business at the same time, and they would like
conversation underneath.
Yeah, they'd like to answer or just get involved in the conversation.
Yeah,
lovely.
So while you are listening and watching, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all the other
good stuff.
Leave us a review on Spotify. You can do that now, apparently.
No way.
Yeah, leave us a review and Apple Podcasts. It does go a long way. A little review. It does.
Yeah.
And we will see you again in a few weeks. Mother, baby, and us.